All right, y'all, welcome back. So I'm out here to try something a little bit different on today's camping adventure. I got the truck with me, but I met up with Kyle today from All Dogs Off-Road, and he let me borrow his diesel heater. So I'm gonna get set up, but instead of using the truck, I'm gonna use my insulated ice fishing tent, and we're gonna set that up with a cot inside of it and see how this diesel heater works. It is supposed to be very cold tonight. I think we'll have to look at the forecast to see what it actually is, but I think it's gonna get down to 10 below zero. So we need to get this tent set up. See, I've got all the junk in here. Where's the door? Smaller than I remember it being. There. Let's get our windows open. A little vent. Well, there we are. I'll have to get the other camera out since it's so small in here, but the biggest bummer of these things, I guess for what I'm doing, is that there's no floor in here. I do have a tarp with me, so we might throw that down, but I gotta see if my cot will even fit in here. I had to buy a new cot. I broke both of my other ones. So picked this up today. Fingers crossed it works. I don't want to get this thing all dirty if I don't have to. I remember from that's not bad. The one time that I've used this thing, this ice hut, I bought this used a couple of years ago, camped it at one time on the ice. The cot that I had at that time, which was an Ozark Trail, barely fit in it, but this Coleman was the cheapest thing I could find. I gotta grab those other poles. Probably turn that around would help. All right, got it together. Those end bars are hard to get in, probably just because it's brand new and that this material is tighter. You know, I sleep on it tonight, that'll stretch out a bit, but there we go. It fits in here. As far as I can get it to the wall because of the the ends, but we do have plenty of space on this side. You know, I could still ice fish out of this thing, but let's get this heater thing set up and figure out what we're doing. So I guess you guys can see max beating rods. It's an all-in-one unit. There's the exhaust, the intake, I believe, is right here, and you just plug it directly in to a 12-volt power outlet. He gave me the battery box that he has, but I'm going to see if it'll work on the battery box that I have. Just says 12 volts on the size. It's a 5 kilowatt heater. Doesn't tell me how much wattage it uses, but we'll see if we can get it started. So he did give me this tire table that you can put on a tire and do that with, but I think I'm just gonna set it on my step so we can set it like by the door, and then we'll take this piece, come on, this hooks up here, and then we'll run this inside of the hut. We've got some extra diesel here, so let's see how we're gonna do this. Set it there. I might have to set it on that table somehow with the way this exhaust is routed out of here. Kind of weird that it just comes straight out of the bottom. All right, I got to rethink what I'm doing. Okay, so this is a spare tire table. We're gonna have to use this, and as you can see, he's got a hole cut in it for the exhaust to go out. So maybe we can just put this on my spare. Well, it's on there. It would definitely be smarter to do it on the side tire, but with the way I'm situated, this is just how we're gonna try it. I can run it in, there's a window here, and these are Velcro. I can run it in right through here, or I could just put it up under the bottom too. Right. I need to turn this around actually. There we go. So on the front of this, there's a controller, and he said to pop this out. I can. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. And you can take this, and it's on a long cord that pulls out, bam. And you can put this inside, and that's how you run it. But let's get our hose connected here and then start it up. I gotta grab a screwdriver. You guys still out there? All right, well that's on. I am a little worried about this like potentially melting something. I don't know how hot this thing is going to get, so I don't want to melt the plastic or something. Just won't turn this. We're powered up. Can't even barely see what's going on here. I don't know if this thing will even start this. Well, it's running. Give it a minute and see what it does. I'm just gonna set her right there for now. I don't know how long these take to warm up, but we're doing something. So we've got the mattress, we're going to use it. Hit you guys. But yeah, we're going to use that tonight. The sleeping bag. Down all this snow. Still not putting out warm air though. Yeah, I'm gonna grab the rest of my stuff. I gotta get my cooler. I do have a table, but I might use my little stool as a table in here since I'll be sitting down anyways. Alright, you can see I grabbed my cooler and everything. I got my little step in there. And if you can hear it, this thing is clicking now. My power box would not run it. I messaged Kyle because it wasn't getting warm. And he said if the thing didn't have enough juice, it wouldn't start the pump. And you can probably hear the pump clicking now. And there, it's kicking up. So we should be making heat now. I have to use this other power box. So we'll rock with that. And there's my answer to the biggest question that I had, is if that one would run it, and it's not going to. So if I want to get my own diesel heater, I'm going to have to buy a bigger box, bigger power box. But see how this warms up. I think it's blowing hot. I'm going to, might as well grab my thermometer, and so I can set one up inside so we can tell how warm it actually gets. Well, and we're gonna need a bunch of lights. I didn't even think about lights. Huh. Hopefully these are charged up enough. I guess I've got a few. We've got our other light up here too. We can leave those inside for now. Alright, let's get these thermometers set up. Yeah, that thing is clicking like crazy. That's how I knew it wasn't running, because all the videos that I've watched on these things talk about how they're kind of noisy. And if that was inside my vehicle, I probably wouldn't be able to sleep. In fact, I'll probably be able to hear it out here. Well, this one, I'm just gonna leave my tailgate open. We'll just set this one out here, like so. And this one inside. Oh yeah, that is dumping hot air in here. All right. Now I gotta kind of monitor this thing and make sure that this tube doesn't get too hot. I don't know, I don't want it to melt anything. I would assume it's gonna be fine since Kyle runs it in his rooftop tent. I just don't know how he has that routed in. I still might stick it in there just so it's not in the door. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Curious if that's gonna blow enough air inside. Yeah, it's blowing in here. We'll find out if that's good enough. Heat rises, so it's smarter to have it on the floor. I may end up just shoving it under the tent. But I know if I do that, it's gonna melt more of the snow, and also kind of trying to avoid that. But it's dumping air in here. That's all I'm worried about. All right, give this some time and see if it starts to warm up. All right, y'all, I moved this to the door. The zippers go up and down, so I'm stuck with it right there. I may end up putting it in this window, but I want to wait and see how warm this thing gets. So I'm a little worried I might melt this plastic. But it's raising the temperature quick. I moved it from there because I could tell that it was not pushing all the air through. Obviously with this grate on there, it's not going to work appropriately. But we're already up to 38 degrees inside. So it's coming up quick. It says it's 23 out, but that can't be right. Yeah, this thing is dumping heat. It's up to 44.6. It's just steadily rising. I am absolutely going to find myself one for the truck. I don't know if that's the one I'll buy. There's so many on the market right now. But I know I'm going to have to buy a bigger power box to power it. So we'll see what we come up with. I don't know if I'll worry about it this season because we're going to get back. We're going to get out of this cold weather here really quickly. But we'll see. Maybe I can find like a spring sale on a diesel heater or something. But I do like the all-in-one unit as opposed to building it into the truck. I wouldn't want to do that because it's nice to be able to use it like this. And it's nice that I don't have to run propane in here, because if you run propane, you create more moisture and you're creating carbon monoxide as you're using it. So this thing, you know, the exhaust is outside. It's just pushing heat inside. So I've got a vent open there, and I don't know, the one that I had originally shoved it in, and there's a vent on this side too. So I have two vents open. So I'm not super worried about it, but I'll grab my carbon monoxide detector, and I'm gonna grab my junk to cook with, I think. We might just end up getting dinner going. I gotta grab my backpack so I can grab my tablet so we can watch a movie later, and we're just hanging out. This is nice. 47.1. Yeah, it's gonna be 80 degrees in here. I should have brought my thermometer gun so I knew what temperature this air was coming out of here, because it is hot. Like, it is very hot. I'm impressed with this. Very impressed. I should have bought one of those a long time ago. But all right, I'm gonna grab my cooking junk. Might be enough. Yeah. There we go. That'll be better. have all my lights. And my carbon monoxide detector. Better safe than sorry, you know? I think that's all we're gonna need out of here. Cooking stuff, right? Probably just gonna need that. Get in and out to get that. Alright. Feel like I'm discombobulated because I'm not used to tent camping. And all the batteries and everything that we could possibly need. Don't want to lose all our nice toasty warm air. Alright. Should have brought... Yeah, I wasn't really thinking appropriately on the lighting situation, but we'll make it out. We'll survive. I don't really want to set these battery boxes on the floor on the snow either. It's not metal. But that is though. Yep. Alright. Well, we've got some lights. Don't have anywhere to put anything. Nope. Rocking and rolling. Alright, y'all, the sun has gone down. And we're chilling in here. It's maintaining just over 50 degrees. It says it's 53.8 in here right now, and that it's 0 degrees outside, so it's cooling off pretty quickly. If you guys can see right here, I did go ahead and grab the tarp that I had in the truck, and I brought the battery box inside. Probably keep the battery warm is a good idea, and then I set my other couple battery boxes on there just so they weren't sitting right on the ground in the snow. But I can probably take this off. And I'm gonna go ahead and get some dinner going while we're hanging out. This is probably gonna be just junk everywhere. Had myself a pineapple water. I am discombobulated in here because I'm not in my truck. Half my lights are dead. I thought this thing had juice. It does not. Got another light down here charging, so let's hope we have enough light to cook dinner. But we're gonna try to use this burner that I've got. Let's see. Just set some of this down on the tarp. Just got stuff everywhere in here. This can go right here, maybe. Shablam, and get this. I can tell that the snow on the ground is already starting to melt. So it's kind of gonna probably get messy in here. Got our cast iron, which if you watched the grilled cheese video, I talked about how I had sanded on this, and I wasn't quite satisfied, so I sanded it down some more. You can see how smooth it is in the bottom there compared to how rough it is on the outside. And I gave that 3 more coats or 3 more rounds of seasoning since I sanded on that. I've been looking at the fancier pans, but man, like, you can buy a Smithy at a local spot, because I'd obviously want to look at it before I spent money on it, but a 10-inch skillet from Smithy is $170 locally. This is like a $20 lodge, so I think sanding the $20 pan is a better option than spending that much on one. But let's see here. I don't think I need anything else out of here except maybe, do I even have a fork with me? All I have is a spoon. I left my other silverware at home. Well, we've got a spoon to eat with, and I've got a spatula in here. I don't think I'll need anything else out of there. Get out of my way. And I got that all dirty. I need that. Spatula. We use some of the Slap Your Mama seasoning. Oh, I've got silverware right here. Never mind, I have a fork if I need it. And it's probably good for now. Plug this into our battery box. Drop that to 600 watts because that's all that box can do. A little bit closer. We're gonna, what are we doing here? So I've got some turkey bacon. Somebody said in a recent video that I needed to try turkey bacon. I don't think I've ever cooked turkey bacon before. I've got a couple of eggs in here, as you can see, and some tiny little taters. We'll chop up them taters. I've got a little bit of butter, which we use this on the grilled cheese, but that should be tasty. Steakhouse butter, I guess I have that upside down. But let's go ahead and get this bacon going. Let's see. Let's start. Yeah, can't say I've ever done turkey bacon before, but hickory smoked, uncured turkey bacon made with turkey leg meat. Do I have tongs? I have tongs somewhere. Stuff might be even too long for my pan. What do we need? 3 pieces? Oh. Is this fully cooked or no? It doesn't say. Usually it'll say if it's fully cooked. I guess it's not a big deal if it's in pieces like that. Slap them in there, don't really matter. They'll cook one way or the other. Ooh, I should have grabbed paper towels though. Don't think I've got any paper towels in here with me. I might have to run and grab some paper towels out of the truck. I'm sure I'm gonna need some. Alright, let me go do that. How long are you supposed to cook turkey bacon for? chop these potatoes up a little bit. I think those will take a little bit longer than the eggs. Set those out there. These are knife. I didn't even bring a plate. The plate is at home. I'm gonna slice these up pretty thin. Just let them fall in the bag here while that cooks. Try to do them relatively thin anyway, so they cook fairly quickly. So far, I'm definitely impressed with the heater. And one of the plus sides with this thing is that it's blowing air. With those, like with my propane heater, it doesn't blow. It's just a radiant heat. So all the heat tends to go straight up to the roof. So you need to usually have a fan with you to make it work better. But this, since it's blowing, it's circulating the air around the tent, which is really nice. I don't even know if turkey bacon really gets crispy. I guess anything you cook long enough probably does get crispy. Just try not to get burnt and like stick to the pan, you know. I don't know if I should put some oil in there with this, because turkey bacon doesn't have as much fat. It doesn't have any fat on it, so it's not giving me that bacon grease that I was kind of expecting. All right, I'm just going to pull that off of there, actually. I think it's probably done enough. Try not to burn my new seasoning in my pan, but it definitely stuck in there a little bit. Alright. Yeah, I got a little crispy in there. It's fine, all part of the process. Alright. I'm gonna put some of this butter in, and then we'll do our taters. Go ahead and slap on a little bit of this Slap Your Mama seasoning on our taters. Give them a little bit of something besides just that butter. That turkey bacon did a number on my pan. I should have put some oil or something in there, but it'll be fine. Alright. It's good though, it tastes pretty good. I could make another couple pieces, but I dig it. Alright. Try not to burn our eggs. Yep, it's just all going to be a mix of or junk. We're just going to chop this up in there. breakfast casserole or something, I guess. Well, we definitely made a mess of this scramble, but it'll be fine. I'm just gonna shut this thing off. We definitely stuck a lot of our eggs to the bottom of that pan. It did not work out terribly well, but it's still edible. And I'm gonna eat it. Hopefully without spilling everything on the ground out here. I guess, you know what, the spoon is probably just gonna be fine. Maybe scrape up some of those burnt on eggs. A lot of people say you shouldn't use metal on cast iron, but maybe that's what I should have used. It's all coming right up. That might have helped me cooking a little bit, but if you've watched for any amount of time, you know I'm not the greatest cook. Not the best meal I've ever made, but it tastes fine. And yes, probably should put some oil in the pan if you're going to make turkey bacon. I don't hate turkey bacon. I'd eat it again, but I definitely prefer real bacon. I didn't even bring any hot sauce with me. That would have been good on here. But every time I come out to do something different like this, that's not just sleeping in the back of the truck, like I'm always a mess, because filming the truck camping video, like, I know what I'm doing, I know where everything is. I'm not trying to set something up like this and then cram all this gear in here to use. So everything usually turns out a little bit different, but it is good to get out of your comfort zone every once in a while. That helps you grow. Failures make you grow. Well, if you can see, it's a little hot. Kind of wrecked the pan. I'll get her cleaned out though and season her up a few more times. I've been using something that my wife, she found it on YouTube. I think there's a channel called Cast Iron Chris, and he has like these packs of seasoning that he sells. Is it beeswax, like grapeseed oil, and I think there's another oil in there, and it's like a paste, and that's what I've been using to season it. Alright, better. My battery was getting too low. It stopped filming. Cast Iron Chris, yeah. It's like 3 different things, and it worked great the first time I seasoned the pan, but I sent it through 6 rounds of seasoning after the first time I sanded it, and this time I only did 3, so that may have had a difference. Although, like I said, I think I should have probably put some oil or something in the pan for this turkey bacon, because if you can tell just by looking at it, there's no fat on this stuff. So you know, I didn't think about that, but you're not going to get that same result as you do with regular bacon in a pan with all that fat rendering off. I did put some butter in there when we started the potatoes, but I probably could have just used this to start the turkey bacon. But it was good. I'd eat turkey bacon again. I'm pretty sure I've had it before, but excuse me, but that was the first time I cooked it myself, and that was a learning curve right there. So, alright, try to get some of this junk cleaned up. I think I'll maybe toss this in the truck bed and then give myself a movie going and relax. I should probably check the fuel level on the diesel tank, and that's about it. This This battery is about to die. I'm gonna have to get my propane. It just died. Well, crap. It's gonna get cold tonight. Huh. This one's at 100% when I started, and I've been out here for 5 hours. So 5 hours on high killed that battery box, and mine doesn't have enough power to start the pump. That's surprising that it killed that thing so quickly. I don't think that's the battery that he usually uses when he's running this heater. He's got a bigger, I think a Quady box. But yeah, that thing only lasted like 4.5, 5 hours. All right, y'all. Light is right at you. I've been talking to Kyle. I messaged him. He is surprised that the battery died that quickly. He said he's used it all night, but I don't think it was this cold. And when I started, I had the battery pack on the tailgate, so it was out in the cold. I'm sure that didn't help, and now it's sitting on the ground. Even though it's on a tarp, it is on the cold ground, so that's probably didn't help it at all. And since I only have my lightweight sleeping bag, and I don't have a fan to really circulate the heat in here if I run propane, I'm not going to risk it, considering it's supposed to get to 10 degrees below zero tonight. We'll chalk this one up as a failure, but it was a learning experience, that's for sure. I'm glad I got to mess with the heater, and I know that it works. I just know I'm going to need a bigger battery probably. But I'm going to get this junk packed up, which is going to suck right now because, as you can see by my breath, the temperature has dropped. It's completely dropped in here since I opened the door. Yeah, I'm going to get this junk packed up, and we'll go from there. Still ain't got a garage door opener. Oh. Cut my hand open. YouTube doesn't like blood, probably can't even show you that. that didn't turn out like I expected. But these things happen. I probably should have been a little bit better prepared and had my heavy sleeping bag with me, but I had confidence in that heater and I didn't expect the battery to die. And like Kyle had said, he used it for an entire night, so it probably had a lot to do with how cold it was and that battery was just cold. And even from picking the battery up from Kyle and driving to the campsite, it was in the back of my truck, so it wasn't in a warm environment that whole time either. You know, cold weather kills batteries. But we survived. Yeah, and I cut my hand open trying to scrape the ice off the bottom of my food tote. And just, I don't know if it was a piece of ice or something stuck in the ice. Cut my hand open a little bit, but I'll be fine. But now I should probably, I gotta get the cot out of there because there was ice and mud all over the feet of that. And I should probably get the shack out of there and set that up here in the garage because I'm sure there's snow on the bottom of that and I don't want that stuff melting back there. So that's what I need to do now, and put the rest of my junk away. I got thermometer in my pocket. So yeah, we're gonna call it on that note. I did mention in a couple of videos back, or I don't know, I showed that I needed to do some more trimming to my fenders because my tires rub, and that I needed to replace my fender liners because they're all busted up. So I've got new fender liners. So that's probably going to be the next episode. We're going to be doing something called the NorCal mod, where you basically bash the fenders in with a sledgehammer. So make sure you tune in for that one because I'll be taking a hammer to this thing. But for now, we're just going to call it here. I know this is probably a shorter video because we only made it through supper, but yeah, it is what it is. These things happen. I don't like giving up, but it's probably too dangerous for me to be out there right now, especially with my heart nonsense. I gotta be smart and somewhat responsible with my life, I guess. So yeah, stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.